With the Rocket League Spring Series Week 1 over and done with, it's time, as always, to recap what happened. And I guess I should just say it in this video. I don't have any plans to make like a 2,000 subscriber special. In fact, I didn't even have plans to be at 2,000 now. But I guess thank you guys. Like, Jesus, I woke up and I was up like 200 subs and then we were just there. I don't know. So this is where I'm going to say thank you. And yeah, this is going to be SAM, South America. What happened with their spring series. So as always, if you guys do enjoy, hit subscribe. I guess our new goal is like 5, 10. I don't even know. I don't have a goal, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, let's get right into it. So I'll put up the bracket. It's kind of a big bracket. I don't know if it's gonna fit on the screen because you know how I like to put it in the corner a lot of times, but I'll show it to you guys. So here's the bracket. Here's what happened for days 1 and 2. And then now I'm gonna throw it in the corner. All right. So at least if you're on like a mobile, I know it might be hard for you to see. But so let's start with the quarterfinals. Let's start with day 1. It was all sweeps. That's all you need to know. Yeah, basically the entire quarterfinals, 11s versus pair, Chromax true neutral, all the way down the board. It was just sweeps, 3-0s. So obviously a huge difference in the top tier teams and the bottom tier teams in SAM. One thing that I know that they've been doing in these regions like OCE and SAM, because their players, the caliber of players aren't yet up to the caliber of players, let's say in Europe and North America, they've been trying to create like super teams so that there's a huge disparity between the top and the bottom in RLCS. So and that really showed. In the spring series for South America. And Avidity versus Team Renewed, a perfect sweep. Now I don't know if people are going to call this like the 4th perfect sweep of all time or something like that, because it was South America, and in South America they are more prone to doing this because, like I said, they do like to create those super teams. So there is a huge disparity between top and bottom. But at the same time, that's just incredible. I think it really also showed that a lot of these teams were nervous. There's only a few teams or a few players in South America with any RLCS experience. So, or I'm sorry, RLCS LAN experience, like being on the big stage in front of hundreds of thousands of people all together. So yeah, really, a lot of these newbies really didn't perform well at all, but a lot of them, it was their first time. And yeah, and then at the end of day 1, Chromax and Locust, they both were out. Chromax versus Para, the only game that went 5 games. Every other game was a 3-0, and then there was 2 3-1s. It was a lot of Rocket League at day 1. It was 8. I'm pretty sure it was 8 games. It was a lot to sit through. And then we had day 2. This is where it got real good. Let's start off with the top 4 teams in SAM. 11 Z-Sport, Avidity, Team Renewed, and ERA. ERA Eternity. Those are the 4 big boys in SAM. And within the 4 big boys, you got the top 2. The top 2 are always Avidity and 11s. So, as you can see in the winners finals, Avidity and 11 Z-Sports, they went at it. And for the first time in the last, like, 4 or 5 competitive series that they've played against 11s, Avidity finally beat 11s in a tournament setting, which is huge for them because they've been trying to push to that #1 spot in South America for a while now. And it finally looks like, and after that win against 11s, it finally looked like they were going to. And like I said, Team Renewed versus ERA Eternity, that was a sweep, which is crazy because ERA, again, a very good team. You expected to perform a lot better in the top 4 scenario, but no, it'd be like that sometimes. Again, a lot of those players just don't have the same experience that some of the players on Renewed and Avidity and 11s do. Like, 11s have players like Card and Kaio, and then there's Renan on Avidity, and then on Team Renewed, they have a player like Math, who has LAN experience, right? Like, it's hard to compete with someone at the highest level when they've just been in the game for longer than you. And yeah, Team Renewed sweep ERA and go on to face 11 Esports, and Team Renewed were on fire. Team Renewed just had a lot going for them, and they take down 11s, who, remember, was supposed to be undisputed top 1 in SAM in their regions. So it was a very, very good showing for Avidity and Team Renewed. Obviously, 11 Esports going to be kicking themselves a little bit for not making top 2 as usual, but, you know, that's the world of Rocket League. You can't win them all. They still got 3rd place, which is insanely good. And then it comes down to Avidity versus Team Renewed in the finals. And there are 2 people that I'm looking at. There are 2 people, one on each team. For Team Avidity, it was Renan. And then on Team Renewed, it was Math. Those 2 players were on fire. They were insane. Those players were going for like flip resets and just insane outplays. And it was really cool to see, because from what we've seen so far from South America, no player in South America or OCE even have gotten on a level where it looks like they can compete with other regions. I'm talking like Europe and North America. But these players, like South America, is starting to have players really step up in the mechanical department, kind of like how you remember Squishy Muffins stepped up in the mechanical department season 6 and kind of pushed the meta for mechanics. You know, we're really starting to see some of that from South America, and I think it just really shows how they're developing throughout the years, trying to playing catch up a little bit, obviously with North America and Europe, but they really are doing it. And I just saw some things these series from South America that we'd never seen before from them, because the players just weren't able to perform like this back then, back when they first joined RLCS, right? And yeah, it was in my opinion, this was probably the best South American match, Avidity versus Team Renewed, out there. So definitely go check that one out. It was great. And obviously, at the end of the day, Avidity Esports takes it all. This is their first tournament that I think it's either the first tournament that they've won or the first one that they've won over 11s in a while. And yeah, they're pretty happy to be able to say, hey, they're number 1. And yeah, that was basically the gist of it all. Man, day one went by like that. Like, I mean, it was 8 games, but still, it was all 3-0s. It didn't feel that long, because the games were just over so quickly. Honestly, day 2 felt like it was just as long, if not longer, which I don't think it was. I think day 1 was longer. It was meant to be longer with the extra 2 games, extra couple hours. But yeah, obviously you can easily see, looking at the bracket, just the huge disparity between the top 3 and then the rest of the league. I mean, even in the quarterfinals, it was in the losers round 3, it was a sweep. The top tier team, like I said, they really did make powerhouse teams in that region, because, and I mean, you can't blame them. They have to. They need to compete with the big boy regions, North America and Europe, when they go to LAN. Obviously, there's not going to be any LAN. And then that begs the question again, after watching them, what do I think? Do I think that they can, because remember I said that I don't think they're as good as Europe and North America. And the truth be told, we just don't know. And we won't know until LAN. I'm going to stand by what I said, because of the fact that over the years, we just haven't seen any really, really good performances from SM or even OCE, really. On the big stage, only one team from OCE ever made day 3. So until next LAN, which we see all these teams, their improvement, their new abilities, then I'll make a new decision on what I think between these teams. But as of right now, I still stand by what I said. I think that the teams of SM and OCE are still just a little bit below North America and Europe, because obviously they've just been playing longer. They've been playing against each other competitively for longer. So North America and Europe just have had more time. So I think they've had an extra year or 2. I forget how long. At least 2 years for SAM. I think 1 year for OCE. But so makes sense. But this is obviously an insanely good showing, and I am really sad that we aren't gonna have a LAN, because it would be awesome to see these teams compete against, let's say, NRG, or who was that? Did FC Barcelona qualify? I don't even remember at this. Yeah, they would have. But yeah, I think that's everything. That's everything I wanted to talk about. I don't know what I'm going to come out with tomorrow. I remember I said I was going to come out with like a top player on each team kind of list. I think I would do, maybe I'll do one for Europe and one for North America, and put it out right before the spring series. So I think that would be a good one. So maybe tomorrow or like Saturday or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yep, thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.